there, Starshines, Tangent Spinner here. We're on to Chapter 6 of WebMage, so this Let's Read. Bit of an update while I'm flipping through that chapter. Tomorrow is my day off, and I will be going to PetSmart to return old fish, get my water tested again. Again, I say I figured out what happened to with my 10-gallon. The rocks are poisonous. Got rid of those rocks, filling it with dragon tears down at the bottom so that it stays safe for my fish, but also so they have something at the bottom so it'd be easier to clean. Pasta is now an outside fish. He is not an inside fish. Pasta, the plastic shark, will be sitting beside the fish tank, not in it, just in case he had to do shit with that as well. I will be getting probably another silver lyre tail and maybe another creamsicle one. It all depends, really. I might just get a refund and then pick different mollies. I'll actually probably do that because we've tried 2 creamsicles. I'm definitely probably going to get a silver lyre tail if there's one left. I'm not getting another black molly right now. I can't replace Pancake that quick. I love Pancake. The other ones were just kind of meh fish, but yeah, no, I love Pancake. But yeah, no, so keep a lookout for that tomorrow. Oh gosh, sorry guys. I just got off work like an hour ago. So yeah, we're on to chapter 6. Ravirn has been, we left off, Ravirn has been picked up by Lachesis, his grandmother, who apparently I voice as Stern McGonagall. But yeah, no, so Melchior has supposedly been spelled, but he was acting kind of like he wasn't spelled when Ravirn finally left. This chapter looks like it's going to be a 2-parter, maybe a 3-parter if I, waste time chatting like I am now, but most likely just a 2-parter. So, we're going to get started with chapter 6. After I yawn. Because, fuck me, apparently. Alright. Chapter 6. The dorm vanished. For a split second, that felt as though it outlasted the life of the universe. We were nowhere. A point of probability traveling through the chaos that ruled the place between the spheres. The moment passed, and a stark gray landscape faded into view. We appeared in a sort of niche, high on the edge of a granite cliff. Below, the rock fell away for 1,000 feet before meeting the foaming gray of the wind-driven sea, where something that might have been a penguin played in the surf. Above us stood a granite building. Whether it had originally been designed as a fortress or a maximum security prison, I couldn't tell. Either explanation seemed plausible from the architecture. An inscription over the doors read Saint Turig's, followed by a long string of binary that began 01100110111111101101100. I mentally translated. Monastery and college for computational recidivists. Grandmother, I started to say as she led me to the entrance. The look she aimed at me made me swallow the words. I did not give you permission to speak. This is an object lesson, Ravirn. I don't want anything to distract you from the message. The monks and their students operate under a vow of silence. While you are on the premises, the same will apply to you. Since you seem to have such a problem with keeping your promises, I'll help you with this one. She whistled a brief tune as low and solemn as a dirge, and I felt magic still my tongue. Ooh. Hi, Murray. Oh, okay, bye. Fuck you then. It's not like I gave you a pup cup or anything. I got him ice cream today. Dick. The door opened in front of us, and a tall, lean man gestured for us to enter. He wore a long, gray robe made of some harsh fabric. Take us to the abbot, ordered Lachesis. The monk nodded, then turned and led us down a cold stone hallway. The mildew smell of damp stone... Damn. warred for control of the air with the sharper salt tones of the sea breeze that whistled through every crack. Fluorescent lights were mounted on brackets in the walls at intervals of about 15 feet, connected by lines of half-inch conduit that twisted along the surface like galvanized steel asps. Larger cousins of these metal snakes ran in thick profusion on the ceiling. At regular intervals, fast wireless hubs spouted from the mass. A few short minutes later, we were escorted into the abbot's office. It was a large room, but plain. The furniture was all oak and looked as though it had been there for 1,000 years, and would probably still be there in another 1,000. The abbot looked up from where he was scanning long lines of code in a sparkling new sun workstation. "Welcome, your worship." He bowed to my grandmother, and she inclined her head in acknowledgment. "Is this him?" he asked with a sort of sad contempt. "Yes," said Lachesis, "though I'm not yet sure if he'll be joining you. It may be that after he has a look around here, he'll be less reckless in his behavior." "Let us hope so," said the abbot. "I am always glad to help the young men who are brought to us. But it would be a better world if this service we render to the powers and incarnations were unnecessary. Brother Torvalds, please conduct this man around the facility while I speak with Fate." In the next 10 minutes, I got a mighty good look at what my own personal purgatory might look like if I weren't careful. It was clear that when Lachesis had threatened me with a monastery school, I hadn't taken her seriously enough. Each student was assigned a windowless cubicle, 10 by 10 by 10, with a low pallet, a tiny wardrobe, a small bookshelf, and a desk with a straight-backed wooden chair. Each cubicle also had a network port, but according to the brochure Brother Torvalds gave me, it only connected to the local area net. The only web access was through a group of computers in a common area off the dining hall, and was closely supervised by the monks. Why is it that you only start yawning or coughing or sneezing or hiccuping the moment you're trying to have a conversation or talk at all? Why is that? Alright. The dining hall itself was a long, low room filled with stone tables and matching benches. When I gestured a question at Torvalds about the food, he looked like a kicked basset hound. The thing that really stayed with me, however, was the communal bathrooms. Each doorless shower had only one faucet handle, and not the kind that starts out cold, then gets warm. The toilet consisted of a long marble slab with holes every few feet. I was convinced. I did not want to spend even one semester here. 1 second sounds more important to me, but even the prospect of being murdered by my great-aunt Atropos suddenly seemed less scary than it had only hours earlier. On the way to the abbot's office, we passed a line of monks making their way to the chapel. They were chanting in classical Gregorian style. 1101, and so on. It was downright creepy. "Did you find that instructive?" asked Lachesis when we returned to the abbot's office. I bobbed my head vigorously. "Good. Then we may return to your current school." Brother Torvalds led us back to the gate. From there, we quickly reversed the journey that had brought us to this little, gray outpost of the abyss. As the LTP link returned us to my room, I felt the power of my grandmother's binding spell release its hold on my tongue. She obviously felt as if it was as well, because once again she gestured for me to keep my mouth closed. Give me a sec while I switch to the next video. Boop, boop. Alright. "Bide a while yet in silence, grandson. I can only see how you feel about St. Turing's. I can see how you feel about St. Turing's. Your eyes speak more eloquently on the subject than ever your mouth could. You don't want to go there, and I don't want to send you. But that's exactly what will happen if you continue down the path you've chosen. It was only by a whisker that I saved you from Atropos' shears. If I didn't believe you would someday be worth every effort I expended on your behalf, I'd as soon have cut you off myself rather than suffer the embarrassment you caused me then." But all of the potential I see in you will have been wasted if you can't learn self-discipline. She shook her head sadly. But you won't learn it at a monastery. If I thought for a moment that would work, you'd already have started your academic career at St. Turing's. But discipline applied from the outside is not the same thing at all. Gosh dang. She shook her head again in a way that clearly conveyed her disappointment. I'm not entirely sure you can master it. However, I feel there is a slim chance that the threat of the monastery might supply you with the right motivation to learn at least some part of the lesson. So here are the conditions you will abide by if you don't wish to find yourself locked up with the other delinquents. You will finish out this semester. You will do it with a 4.0 grade point average. And you will not do any hacking in that time. To give you a little help with that last, I will be placing strict limits on your ImWeb access. Crossing to the place where Melchior stood statue still, Lachesis placed a hand firmly on his bald blue head and whistled a quick string of hex. I can speak English, I swear. Press 1. Press 1 for English. Fucking tongue. Crossing to the quick string of hex. I want to see you rescheduling your midterms today, Ravirn. If I don't, you'll be moving to St. Turing's tomorrow. Don't make me regret the decision to leave you here. Now, is there anything you want to say to me? That I didn't break into a Tropus.web on a lark, I thought. That even as we speak, she's probably plotting her next attempt on my life. That Atropus is trying to overthrow the balance between chaos and order. But I didn't say any of that. How could I? Atropus's curse lurked in the back of my throat, just waiting to exert its malign influence on every word I spoke against her. Only that I won't let you down whatever happens, I finally said, straightening my shoulders. That was a promise I felt I could keep, even if I didn't do it in the way she might expect. She nodded once, acknowledging my words. See that you don't, grandson. Then she whistled a spell that reactivated her LTP link. As she was about to step into the light, she spoke again. Believe it or not, Ravirn, I'm fond of you. Or perhaps what I should say is that I'm fond of the man you might someday become, if you ever get around to growing up. Grandmother? I said on sudden impulse. Yes? Thank you. You're welcome, she said with a half-smile before vanishing with the light. As soon as she was gone, Melchior collapsed. I quickly moved to his side and started rubbing his limbs, knowing how stiff and sore he must be. He was soaked with sweat and smelled like a soggy spice jar. Ew. Are you okay? I asked. Yeah, I'm just bloody dandy. 4 hours frozen in place while your grandmother took you off to who knows where. Every minute of which, by the way, I spent worrying that Rod would revive from his alcoholic stupor or that one of his Yahoo buddies would show up. Then, when you finally do come back, Lachesis uses her authority as system administrator and matriarch to your family to whistle a bunch of untested code into my head. I've never felt better. How the hell are you? Calm down, Mel. I haven't been having the time of my life either. I've just been on a field trip to Hacker Hell, which is going to be our new home if I don't ace this entire semester. What? His voice whined like a hard drive about to frag itself in a particularly spectacular fashion. Why didn't your grandmother just nail your feet to the floor? Atropus wants to kill you, and Lachesis orders you to stay in one place and play target for 2 months. We were only stopping home to pick up a few things. We weren't supposed to actually stay here. It's all right, Mel. We'll survive. Melchior snorted and shook his head. You'll be lucky to live out the week. I shrugged my shoulders glumly. It wasn't as though I disagreed with him. All right. I'm going to stop there, guys. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 3 parts because I just read, 3 pages? Yeah, 3 pages, and there's another, there's another 4.5, maybe 3 pages, 5 pages altogether. But yeah, so 100110. Ravirn's going to be chanting that if he doesn't get a 4.0 GPA and pass his semester midterms. Holy shit! Can you imagine that? Just your parents. It's like the backwards equivalent of military school where you're fucking up. You know what you're gonna do? I'm gonna completely take everything from you. You're gonna wear this bathrobe for the next 6 months. Good luck chanting anything but type shit. But yeah. So he's not allowed to hack. He's got his web access. I almost said denied, but that's access denied. But it's more restricted. That's the word I was looking for. Restricted. Melchior's got a bunch of untested code in his head, so who the fuck knows what she actually put in his head? She could have put like some kind of tracking device or something. Oh my god, she's got access to his web camera. Oh no! She's found his porn stash. Sorry, Grandma. But no, we let's see. What else does he have to do? He's stuck in one place, as Melchior pointed out, for 2 full months. Because you know he's totally going to be able to stay there for the actual 2 months. Raise your hand if you also agree that in this 2 months where he's restricted, Cerise will be pissed because he didn't call her. Right? Anyways, that's part 1 of chapter 6. I'll see you guys tomorrow when I get my new fish, and also when I post the next video, because I'm going to be reading part 2 tomorrow, okay? Alright guys, Tangent Spinner's going to spin on out. Y'all know how YouTube works. Like, comment, subscribe, dislike, unsubscribe, report. If you really think you need to. I don't know why the fuck you would, but anyways. Yep, so spinning on out. Remember guys, you're all my sunshines, okay? Alright, see you next time guys.